You got the same body.
You got the Mitt Romney clip, actually? That's we didn't play the Mitt Romney explaining the clip. You heard about this, right? Mitt Romney was taped.
Dude, I wouldn't know what that guy looked like if he walked by me.
Romney.
I don't watch any of it anymore.
He's done.
I think it's
Bill's
time to get America back to work. Like, who could sit there and watch that stupid...
But what got you finally? Because I'm sure you watched for a while. What was the tipping point for you?
I think it's just being in comedy. I don't like watching comedians who pander to the crowd.
Yeah,
Give yourselves a round of applause. I mean, I just feel like that's what they're doing the entire time.
So Romney was...
I think it's time to give tax cuts to the people that deserve them. I mean, that's going to be the easiest shit ever.
You would
easy
kill with that
applause
set,
right
there. Yeah, it is time. Yeah, he's right. Oh, God.
There's a lot of patriots in the world. I might be prejudiced, but I think the biggest patriots are in this country.
Yeah, President Guy.
President Guy.
That is so fucking
We
great.
should force him to be known as President Guy.
President Guy.
Every time. President Guy.
In 4 years, I envision an America that's back on top. Kill yourself.
Some people might think I sound crazy, but I believe in equal pay for equal work. They never say anything controversial.
Are you saying they're all applause-generating statements?
Yes, there's not
Jizz
one
bags.
controversial statement. You know, times are tough. We're going to really have to cut some corners here and make some hard decisions. Boo! Boo!
Dude, that's our fault. That's the public's fault. Fucking, who was it? It wasn't, it was Mondale said, we will have to raise taxes. He lost 49-1. So the public has said, tell us the truth and we will fuck you at the polls.
Yeah, right.
They don't lie for no reason.
Was he the last guy that was honest?
Yeah, I hope so.
I think you might be right.
They have taught us that if they tell us the truth we don't like, we're not going to forgive them. We're not going to fucking pull ourselves up our bootstraps. We're going to fucking murder them and go with the guy that sold the bullshit better.
Yeah.
So we've asked for that treatment.
We just suck.
We really are terrible.
That's a 49-1. That's the biggest landslide in history.
Just be totally honest.
The question is, what state did he win that year?
Not even his home state. I don't
It
remember.
wasn't his home state,
No.
because I would have assumed it would have been his home state.
No, it was not. It was him and Ferrara.
What was the dumb state that decided, okay, we're going with this?
I'm going to guess it was
Actually, not the dumb state. The one state that was being honest with itself.
Yeah. I don't remember what the
We
state
do
was.
have to raise taxes. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to raise taxes, but the people who cook this economy are way too powerful for even the president to deal with. So you guys have to pay for it. That's how it works. Shit runs downhill. That's on your bumper sticker.
Shit runs downhill 12.
Good bumper sticker. You don't want to pay taxes, you got to make more money.
Oh, that's great. Very good.
Shit,
well, with that...
None of them went to jail. Why do you think that is?
Jesus Christ, that's fantastic.
Well, Mitt Romney was taped back in May, I guess, but they're releasing all the audio now because, we're so close to the election. It'll sting a little more. And Romney had to talk about the tape.
Chance of winning, 74.6. They got it right down to the nose, huh?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
What is chance of winning? What's the chance of winning
for
poll?
Obama?
What is the chance of winning poll? I don't get that.
Who did they talk to?
Right.
That's got to do something to do with it. I bet you get points just for being an incumbent.
It's an MSNBC thing.
MSNBC chance of winning poll.
You know it was 75-25, and they were like, that doesn't look accurate. Just go 74.6, 75.4.
Knock a little off.
No one's going to question the numbers.
No, it can't be right on like that.
Right, of course.
You took on your taxes. If you claim 20,000 and something, it looks like a made-up number, so you have to throw in $20,141.18.
Yeah.
Because that looks like you really added up your
no one wants
receipts.
to because no one wants to deal with that. Right. You just don't want to deal with the. All right, whatever. Romney, a little press conference. They explain the tapes.
Yeah.
That were leaked. Here it is.
California tonight.
Taxes saw themselves as victims or weren't to take responsibility for their own lives and their own futures. Do you have any response to that? What did you mean by that?
Well, you said a number of things there, and the answer is that I'm talking about the political process of drawing people into my campaign. Of course, individuals are going to take responsibility for their life, and my campaign is about helping people take responsibility and becoming employed again.
Pause that, Sam. We got something going on here.
This is why they're hateable.
Yeah.
Helping people.
First of all, that's what if you're going to say shit like that, that's how he should have sold it. But you can't backtrack after you said these people are not going to take responsibility for their own lives and say, well, my campaign is going to help. Just fucking... He was basically caught at a fundraiser just talking to some guy saying... and what he said was fairly accurate, at least to his campaign. He was going, 47% of the people... He was saying that Obama's got them. They pay no income tax. They're not going to take personal responsibility for their lives. What I have to focus on is the 5 or 10% of independents, which is truthful. That's what he has to focus on because he goes, because if I talk about tax cuts, they don't care because they don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
So they care about taxes for the rich.
And then they write right here on the cover of the paper, Mitt Romney says 47% of Americans are freeloaders.
But which is not what he said.
It isn't what he said.
Hey, they're freeloaders.
What he said wasn't the nicest thing, but it was fairly honest and accurate. He probably should have phrased it better.
And he did mean his campaign, not his presidency. He needs...
Right.
He doesn't have to cater to those people that he knows are going to vote for Obama. Like, he needs those undecided voters.
But you look at...
He's basically saying, look, 47% of people, they're not going to vote for me.
They're not voting for me.
But I probably got 45, and then there's this up in the air group that all I got to do is focus on that guy. Yeah.
That's what he meant. He didn't mean, when I become president, 47% of you can go fuck yourselves.
But this is what we train them to do. As much as we want them to be honest, we hear an honest clip from him, and what happens? Everybody calls him out on it.
Yeah.
It was like, why would that reporter say, what do you mean by that? It's obvious what he means.
This site is so slanted to the other side. Look at this. Underneath there it says, Clint Eastwood still won't admit that his RNC speech was terrible.
What a great headline.
You got me. You know what? It was terrible. Thank you, person with different political point of view.
I like breaking it down, though. It makes me feel like they're just following him around. Just admit it. Just come on.
He still refuses to admit that what he did was terrible.
It was horrendous.
Like, who cares? He's just a dumb
horrible.
actor. Like, why would anybody focus on it? He's just a dumb actor.
All of them. That should be... Like, I don't understand how that's not career suicide. Like, no one should ever see a movie again if you show up one of those, that Desperate Housewife where she was just like, I don't need a tax cut now, but back when this girl was working at Wendy's, shut up. I get it. You're still one of us.
Right. Just a regular person trying to make it in the world. Let's
hear him grovel, Oh, he is fucking... I want to like Mitt Romney, I just can't.
Employed again, particularly those that don't have work. This whole campaign is focused on getting people jobs again, putting people back to work. This is ultimately a question about direction for the country. Do you believe in a government-centered society that provides more and more benefits? Or do you believe instead in a free enterprise society where people are able to pursue their dreams? I believe the latter will help more people get good jobs. This is a campaign fundamentally about how to help the middle class in America and how to bring people.
They should be playing Sweet Georgia Brown, that Harlem Globetrotters. Like, and they should always have like the press asks a question. Now, what did you mean when you said that? Then it's like, doo, 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 doo. Well, what I was trying to say.
Well, through the magic of radio, we could do that. We could do that for you, Bill.
Bobbing and weaving.
Why don't we do that for Bill Burr at Iraq?
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready.
He'll take an hour because he's looking up Sweat Georgia Brown. Dope. Because he can't spell.
Of course. You got it? All right. Back to the clip.
And how to bring people out of poverty into the middle class. And we've seen the results of the last 3-4 years, and it has not worked. My approach is...
You just bring the song down when they ask the question and the music comes back up.
Rising take-home pay. Yes, Steve?
You're not stepping away from anything you said in this video, are you? You're not backing away from it. And do you worry you've offended this 47% who you mentioned?
Well, a question, and I'm sure I can say it more clearly and in a more effective way than I did in a setting
That's
like
fucking great.
And so I'm sure I'll point that out as time goes on, but we don't
Bobbing
even
and
have
weaving.
question given the snippet there, nor the full response, and I hope the person who has the video would put out the full material. But it's a message which I'm going to carry and continue to carry, which is, look, the president's approach is attractive to people who aren't not paying taxes because, frankly, my discussion about lowering taxes isn't as attractive to them.
Will work better for your
therefore,
shorter answers.
I'm likely to draw them into my campaign as effectively as those who are in the middle. This is really a discussion about the political process.
He's all into the
winning
saxophone
election.
solo on this answer.
And of course, I want to help all Americans. All Americans
All
have a bright and prosperous future. And I'm
A
convinced
bright
that the
and
president's
prosperous
approach
future.
has not done that and will not do that. Yeah, Garrett?
Well, Governor, this is now a time where you've made comments at a fundraiser to donors that are different from what you say on the trail, either in terms of policy or at least in this case in terms of tone. What assurances can you give to voters that you're not saying different things to people who fund your campaign than what you're saying to them in public and on the stage?
You're coming to my fundraisers, and this is the same message that I give to people, which is that we have a very different approach than the president and I.
Very good.
Very funny.
Very funny. I would listen to that shit.